Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Karis, and you're watching You Don't Scare Me. It is December 20th, which means there's only 4 days left until Christmas. If you guys are watching this now, hopefully you're done your Christmas shopping, your family's been gathered around the good old KFC scented Yule log, which I'm pretty sure Canadian Tire is carrying again. I haven't managed to track one down, but if you guys know where I can find one, let me know. Not because I want to burn it. I live in an apartment. I don't have a fireplace. But when camping season starts again, KFC log right in the fire. Anyway, yeah, so we're gonna unwind today. It's been a long day. I work retail over the Christmas holidays. I've worked in game stores in the past. I worked at EB Games for 6 years over Christmas holidays, over Boxing Day, Black Friday, and I tell you what, nothing prepares you for the rigmarole of a Christmas in grocery. Oh my God, grocery stores. It's a nightmare. It's terrible. I'll be honest. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. I'm being challenged right now, and I'm having a blast sort of maintaining that. And no matter how difficult the job gets, I always have that gratification of knowing that like I'm putting in my best, and I'm keeping on top of things. And it really just sets the tone for 2025. Because let's be real here. If Christmas is the ninth circle of hell, I'm not sure. I've never read Dante's Inferno, but I'm going to assume that the first circle of hell is the least, bad. But let's just say if Christmas is the ninth circle, after New Year's, when everybody's going back to the standard rigmarole and standard patterns, that'll be the first ring of hell. So I feel like if this is as hard as it gets, next year is going to be a breeze for me. So I'm holding out for that. Things are going to be great. I haven't done any Christmas shopping. I've been too busy working. I don't have any spare income for grocery or for gifts. My partner and I have an agreement that my gift is that the rent is paid and the hydro's paid and the internet's paid and the phone bills are paid. You know what I mean? I'm doing my best. In any case, enough about the nightmares of retail and the current state of the Canadian economy and the Liberal Party's disintegration over the last couple of days and all the... We're here to look at ghosts. Let's watch some ghosts, okay? We're going to watch today Nuke's Top 5 Scary Ghosts to give you goosebumps. It's been a long time since I've been able to sit down and just sort of do this. In fact, I don't even know where our Tuesday videos are coming from because I haven't filmed a video. I haven't even relaxed and talked to Nick in you guys see him way more than I do. Way more than I do. Right? I think the last time I saw him in person was had to been a couple of months ago when we did this, maybe last month when we did the St. Joseph Cemetery Part 2. That was the last time I actually was in the same space as Nick, and he lives right up the road from me. That's how busy I've been. Not just that too, but doing anything outside of work, sleep, eat it's so difficult over the holidays. So I don't know what the state of the channel is in. I only produce one video a week. Nick is the master of everything else. He puts out the shorts. So shout out to Nick. He's doing a great, bloody great job. And I'm hoping that in 2025 I can get back into this sort of pattern. I want to start talking about cryptids and stuff like that. Anyways, 3 minutes 50 seconds is too long for an intro. Let's get into it. Scary videos that will give you goosebumps. Let's go. Which one is it? It's face up.
This next mysterious video is said to have been recorded in a
It's the first video.
Malaysia.
Come on, buddy.
CCTV footage shows a hospital.
Man, I haven't watched any Nukes videos in a long time. Been kind of digging into some of the lesser known ones. You guys have been hearing all about those drones that are flying around. I haven't looked into that at all. Oh, that's curious. No, it's not really what I think it is. I think this is
to be a small shadow figure about the size of a child can be seen standing next to one of the beds. Hospital visitors can be seen walking right through the apparition as if it's not even...
I mean, it's obviously the shape of a child. It almost looks like the guy passed around him, like he's like moving around him. Almost like they've staged it where they're moving around him.
That the patient in the bed passed away shortly after this chilling footage was recorded. It makes you wonder, did something come to visit them before they passed? Or maybe something
Man, what a way to go, eh?
took them away. You decide.
The person in the bed's obviously seemingly alone in what looks like a very SCP, like a very like sterile environment. White tiles, white walls, white ceiling. It's depressing. I don't have anything really to say about that one. It could be burn-in from the VHS tape that they're recording on. Or it could be, it's probably like post-processed. It's probably just like somebody just doing some editing on it to make it look like there's something there and then adding some vocals on top of it or something.
Chris is not a ghost hunter, nor has he ever uploaded any videos related to the paranormal. In fact, he says
that doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't really get spooked by that sort of.
Also doesn't mean anything.
And that kind of stuff, so I'm not going to try and condingo or use mandingos, if you know what I'm talking about.
Now to make this even creepier,
yeah, so
surrounded by an
let me just
graveyard. So
let me just pause this for a minute and say this. I would like to say that people who don't film paranormal investigations or paranormal stuff, like Nick and I, obviously we do our paranormal takes and we record our videos in doing our paranormal investigations, but we do that for entertainment purposes and everything that we catch in there. So far, everything we catch in there, as far as I'm aware, because I don't do the editing on the videos, that's all Nick. It's real. Even like our first trip to St. Joseph Cemetery, when we recorded a bunch of stuff, I was looking on my camera guy's like his footage, and it was in the raw footage, so I know those EVPs and everything like that, those were totally real. But Nick and I do our paranormal investigations and stuff like that, so we're already predisposed to paranormal stuff and faking paranormal stuff, because we're obviously debunking certain paranormal videos and then trying to find good stuff. But when you have a channel like this who's not predisposed to that sort of genre, what happens is that you invoke that genre, right? So what you're doing is let's say you're doing like house tours, right? You want people to flock to your channel. What you want is that channel to catch national news or some sort of garnered news. And a lot of times what will happen is that person will put in like a ghost video or a ghost in the background that glosses over it, doesn't even talk about it, and then a news agency will pick it up and it'll bring traffic to their channel. So it's not unlike the like these guys to produce a ghost hunt or a supernatural video or what I'm seeing here is camping with supernatural elements to it, just to garner a second audience, right? So the primary audience is people who are looking for camping gear and stuff like that. The secondary audience are the people who are flocking to the channel and promoting the channel and subscribing to the channel and boosting the channel's views. By presenting them with paranormal stuff. The problem is that you can't really sift through the positives and the negatives of this. You can't really say with certainty that the channel doesn't have ill intent or is scamming people to come over to their channel to boost their channel scores or to put their channel back into the algorithm so that other people can find it. And so when you have that sort of this person does everything just dog training videos, let's say, and then all of a sudden has a Bigfoot hand in his hand, and you know, it's like, well, he's more credible because all of his videos are about dog training, and it's like, yeah, but that's still a Bigfoot paw, and I don't believe it. You know, it's like this: they do their camping and stuff like that, and all of a sudden they have a paranormal experience on their channel. It doesn't lend credibility to your account. It detracts credibility just a bit, in my opinion. Because it's difficult to parse through what's promotional and what is reality, right? And so in this case, let's take a look at the video and we'll determine whether or not it's promotional or not.
Set up their tent amongst the graves and relax. Soon it gets dark and
it's very difficult to film yourself drinking on YouTube because it's like almost instant demonetization. Nick's looked into it because he vapes. Yeah. I don't do any of that. No vaping, no drinking, no drugs, nothing.
I'm not scared, and I'm not one of these people that...
My thing is poutine and chocolate milk.
To me, it's not spooky.
Those are my vices: poutine and chocolate milk dairy. Oh, and coffee. Yeah, Timmy's.
See you guys.
I like me a large double.
Obviously, they must leave the door open now and again.
You know, an unpopular opinion is that McDonald's acquired the Arabica beans from Tim Hortons back, let's say like 2009 or something like that. Long time ago, they took it over. Tim Hortons wanted to get them cheaper. McDonald's was willing to pay the same price, and so the company that supplied the Arabica beans to Tim Hortons was sold to McDonald's instead. So they got the Tim Hortons original coffee there. But I personally think, like, I get a coffee from McDonald's and it's way too fucking sweet no matter what you get. You know, you get a double, it's just too sugary. You get a Tim Hortons coffee, it's just like that right blend, even though the coffee does taste like significantly worse.
Two friends here.
I think that the Tim Hortons coffee, even after losing the original Arabica beans, the Tim Hortons coffee is still better than the McDonald's coffee, in my opinion. You can hate me all you want.
To go back inside the old creepy church once more. It did not go.
If you guys are Canadian, these the 1 liter chocolate milks are $1.35 at Shoppers Drug Mart right now. FYI, limit of 4, but who gives a shit? You'll take as many as you want, eh?
Oh well, I'll go first. Right, McGee.
Sorry, my Canadian's coming through. Back to
First time we came in,
I will put it on my credit card.
imaginations run away with itself, which is easy when you're in the pitch black. You're having a few. Just leave that door open, Mick. I mean, I can see why people come here, Mick, and do the old spooky, ghostly tours and look for the paranormal readings and stuff like that. It's not
Diabetes.
my thing of sitting in a tent and getting mangled, spangled, and totally grim crankled. But
I don't understand half the words this guy's saying. Mango spangled and all that.
let's have a look.
What does that mean? Mangled, spangled. What are we? What were we supposed to be seeing there? Am I supposing that there's a shadow in the background that we didn't catch? Oh, I didn't quite see.
We've got a photograph of young Chris here. Oh, sorry, guys. Not young.
Oh, it's Chris Angel.
Apologies. It's Jesus Christ.
Is it not? It was Chris.
Howard and Son. Milky buttons. Yeah, milky buttons. What? What the What? Mix away. Ooh, shut that door. What?
So there's a couple of bangs. Maybe there's a.
I'm not one of these ones that get scared for like that, but that's twice we've been in there, and twice I've heard a bang. I think Mick's dropped his guts. I think he's filled his pants. It's alright, Mick. I've got some baby wipes in my bag. That was proper.
Yeah.
Another loud bang echoes through the church, and the two campers have
It's pretty silly.
about enough. They spend the night outside in their tent and don't go back into the church for the rest of the night.
Good night, guys.
You guys are pretty fun.
Did you see it? Chris and Mick are completely
No, I didn't really see it.
shadow-like figure peering out at them from behind a doorway.
It kind of just looks like
Viewers pointed out to them in the video comments section.
it don't look like
Not ghost hunters.
doesn't look like a ghost or like a shape or anything like that. To be honest, that kind of reminds me of
What is this? You can watch this entire
it's kind of like the shadow of a steeple or shadow of like a railing or a banister.
Hiya.
Hi, Mandigos.
You alright?
Alright.
Yeah.
School's out. It's 10:30 at night when an
Guys are having fun. That's good. I like that. Yeah, this one's kind of a bit like that was fun to watch, but it's a bit boring if I'm being honest with you.
gives him the
Sorry, let me just fix my camera here. We don't have to edit it in post.
I'm just finishing up putting up decorations.
I've seen this one before. So basically, the guy's like he's Jeez, what's up with my fucking Canadian? I'm having a Canadian day apparently. Yeah, I'm seeing this one in the past. These
And the janitor, and
I'm tired. That's probably what it is.
show you.
Yeah, so in the reflection, you see there's a kid sitting in the chair, and then in the morning when he comes back in and he goes to record the same spot, it's not there. You don't see anything.
Do you see?
There's nobody sitting in the chair. So what this appears to be to me is a little bit of a what you would consider a ghosting effect. However, when you pan the camera like that, it's very easy to put a cut in. And so
Sitting right there.
what I'm assuming here, I'm not really totally sure. He looks like he's got statistics there, so he's probably some kind of a mathematician or a math teacher. So maybe some sciences, some maths. I see some graph on the wall there that kind of reminds me, it looks a bit like he's a mathematics teacher. So let's go ahead and say he's a mathematics teacher, all right? It's not unlike him to help with a film project or for to set something up like this. Like just to work with a kid and have a laugh, right?
Someone appears to be
So
in one of the desks.
it does appear as though someone's sitting there, and in the morning when he comes back, you can see he films the TV, and it does appear like that. Originally, there was yeah, see.
Disappeared. But
Next morning, it's gone.
weirder because the janitor who works
Sure, it does. Of course, it always does. Yeah, of course.
is the ghost of a little girl who tragically passed away in an accident on school property.
And the person.
Well, where's your proof? You got any more to that, or is there just are you just going off some dumb rumor?
I know that's the girl.
Just making something up. You see, the issue here is that he's gonna catch.
I wanted to respect their privacy, but they just put a girl in the back of the ambulance. And the dad was running, and the poor mom was crying her head off.
So could this
Alrighto.
figure be the spirit of the little girl returning?
Rest in peace. You know, sorry about that. If that's real, I'm sorry that happened. But
A voice.
you know, it's
Morgan Lambert.
it's probably just a light effect or something like that, or just a bit of happenstance. To be honest, you can kind of link those two videos together, even if you don't have to prove that that video was filmed at the same place. So, in any case,
It's like not stopping.
What does it sound like?
I'm hoping the camera gets it because I feel like I'm losing my mind.
I just.
hush, buddy.
Nebula?
Hush, buddy. Listen.
What does it sound like?
You. It sounds like you.
Me? Wait, like, this sounds like someone's in the house?
But it sounds like you. Don't go up there. Don't go up there. Don't go up there.
Should I call the cops?
I don't know.
I'm gonna check the camera upstairs, make sure no one's here.
So I hear it there. Yeah, I can hear. I got an earbud now. I can hear it.
Okay.
Okay, it's just Nebula upstairs. There's no one up there.
I don't like this camera angle.
Let me see if I got it on here. Do you... What was it?
Jesus.
My God!
Dude, that
It was under the table.
that thing's full. The cats could not have done that.
That's heavy.
You know, there's already again like
Oh my God. Okay.
so mimic is one thing. Yeah, I mean.
Morgan is freaked out when she suddenly starts to hear a voice that sounds like her husband Eric calling out to her from upstairs. The problem is, her husband Eric is right there with her, in the same room. And if you
Yeah, that's fair, but like, what if I turned on a TV upstairs and I was playing one of my own videos?
upstairs,
You know what I'm saying?
right after this, a heavy cabinet sitting in the kitchen is thrown across the floor.
It might be interesting and we're getting a bit of alternate reality or whatever. We're getting some blending, some future, talking to the past.
An entity known as a mimic, or perhaps even a squatter hiding in her attic. But Morgan says that
Yeah, baby.
checked the upstairs and the attic and found no one there. Morgan
Oh, it's a mimic then, eh, bud?
actually be dealing with a poltergeist because she says she's experienced
No.
paranormal events that seem to follow her
Well,
throughout her life. But as always,
okay. So she's predisposed to the paranormal again, like I said. She's predisposed to the paranormal, so she's bringing that paranormal in. You see the decor around her house is a little bit more alternative. She's got a tattoo on her chest. You see above her in the back of the video, there's a skull on the wall. So it's a what you call a flight of fancy. Is you want this to happen to you, therefore it happens to you, right? Okay. So you got two different avenues you can go down here. One, it's staged to make it seem like she's being a little bit more interesting than she actually is, which is sometimes the case. The second one is that there's a tulpa. You know, you probably know what a tulpa is, but if you don't, here's a very brief explanation. So what a tulpa is it's basically, and stop me if I'm talking too fast, you can't because it's a video. A tulpa is a thought form. It's basically a collection of people or a mass amount of people who believe the same thing, right? So if you say like the Slenderman, for instance, I've explained this in a long form in previous videos. I'm going to cut this one short. I'm probably going to end it after this video. Basically, what a tulpa is a tulpa is a bunch of people or a mass amount of people who believe the same thing fervently, and they all contribute their energy to it to manifest it into reality. So if we take the Slenderman, for example, so a lot of kids these days, they believe, I mean, kids these days, probably the kids of yesteryear or something like that, they all believed wholeheartedly in the Slenderman to the point where some people even got stabbed because the Slenderman told them what to do. But anyway, obviously the Slenderman is a fictional creature that was created for a monster contest, I believe, or something to that effect. However, when you start to conject the whole entire planet, and you say, but like, let's say there's 1% of the population of the planet that believes in the Slenderman, that's 300, or was it 800,000 people? Something like that would believe in it. So 800,000 people contributing their energy to to this one particular entity, and then it obviously manifested. So in our reality, that manifestation can't happen because we have this thing called the rules. We have the laws of physics, right? You can't create something from nothing, such as the way. And then so if we start to extrapolate into the many multiversal sort of aspect, right? We're talking about bubble universes, alternate pathways, and things like that. When you start to get into those kind of subjects, you start to say, well, if there's an equal and opposite world to our own, where I went left when I went right in this reality, and that created a whole new branching timeline, then you have 800,000 to the power of however many. What is that? Infinite. 800,000 of infinite amount of people who are all contributing their thought, their all processes, or all their energy together to create this one thing. By that logic, I could just think of something myself and manifest it into creation right here. Something to the effect of collapsing geometry or non-Euclidean geometry or something like that to, like, you know, generate certain avenues or pathways or something like that through shortcuts through things. But again, I'm sorry, I'm rambling and it's making no sense. Let's just say that there's a possibility that if enough people believe in something, that it can be manifested into reality. Maybe not in our reality, but an alternate reality where the laws of physics don't quite apply the way they do here. And then if all those people start to believe that it can cross realities, then you can definitely create an entity in a reality where it's possible to create that entity, and then give that entity powers to cross into our reality, and maybe it gets stuck here. Right? Because in our reality, those rules don't apply. So you've manifested something, it's crossed the reality because you've given it the ability to planeswalk by believing that it has the ability to planewalk. It shifts planes and then lands in our reality, and now we have an entity on our hands like the SCP Foundation would, you know, go crazy over. So now you have this Slenderman in Earth. What is this one? 626? Or is that Rick and Morty? Or I can't remember. Earth Prime, or whatever we're in right now. Our current reality now has Slenderman in it, which is crazy. I can go on for that in hours. Maybe I'll talk to Nick about that one, and I'll try to make it more tangible or legible, because let's be real here, I'm just talking, and if you're not Canadian, you're not keeping up. So anyways, I'm going to end this one here. Let's just switch back to my face here. I'm going to end it here because it seems to me that this person is predisposed to psychical energy or any kind of like, you know, supernatural stuff. So take it with a grain of salt, whatever she's doing. There's probably and definitely more to this, and I would love to explore this further, but I'm already sitting at 25 minutes, and Nick wanted me to keep them to 13 minutes or less. So with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. If you like what we do, if you like hearing me talk, then you're weird. But you can hit the subscribe button. It's right down below there. And then, you know, if you like this video, drop a like. If you, you know, have any suggestions for content in the future, if you want me to shut the hell up next time, leave a comment below. It's the only way I'm going to change. Probably. You can also come to my house and punch my face in. Don't do that. You don't know where I live. I'm not encouraging that. Anyways, yeah, I guess that's going to do it. I'll see you after Christmas. I hope you have a good one. And before, I don't know if I showed you this already, but Merry Christmas from Vault-Tec. Boom! I also have a Pokemon one. I got these when I worked at EB Games. They were a lot of fun. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this one. Hope you have a happy holidays, and I hope it doesn't suck, I guess. Okay, I love you. Bye.